Everything's bigger in Texas, including the stakes of the Monday Night Football matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and Houston Texans in Week 11, albeit for very different reasons. The Cowboys' playoffs hopes are all but kaput following Dak Prescott's season-ending hamstring injury, which happened during the Cowboys' Week 9 loss to the Falcons. Prescott's injury now puts the criticisms of the Cowboys and their shortcomings firmly on head coach Mike McCarthy. While Prescott's injury has afforded McCarthy a built-in excuse to avoid some of those criticisms, Dallas, 3-6, is coming off a 34-6 drubbing at the talons of the Eagles. That's the latest, complete systematic failure for a team that was expected to compete for the NFC crown this year. On the other sideline, the Texans haven't been as stellar as last year, but C.J. Stroud still has helped guide Houston to a 6-4 record and the top step in the AFC South. What's more, Houston will have wide receiver Nico Collins returning to the fold, who was a top target for Stroud before his hamstring injury turned out to be a lengthy recovery. Now, the Texans must gear up to cling to their AFC South hopes and get right before a potential playoff push as the 2024 NFL season enters its championship rounds. It's the Joe Mixon show in Big D. The Texans running back notched his third touchdown of the Monday Night Football affair, sealing the game for Houston. Mix has 153 total yards on the night.
Mixon, touchdown, Texans. And the second half drought is over for Houston.
If you were hoping for a Cowboys comeback, this update is not for you. The Texans are punishing Cooper Rush right now, dropping him for a sack on back-to-back plays. It results in another turnover on downs, but Dallas has to be hoping to speed up the clock here down the stretch.
This will be Cooper Rush's 50th attempt if he gets it away, and he cannot. And there is Hunter again.
Derek
and
Barnett
the Cowboys
can't
have
keep his hands to himself, but this time he does it in a legal way. The former Eagle slaps the arm of Cooper Rush, jarring the ball loose. The mayhem ends with Barnett celebrating in the end zone, giving the Texans a 17-point lead in what should be the dagger for this anemic Cowboys offense as the remaining fans in attendance likely rush for the exits. Texans 27, Cowboys 10.
Barnett with the defensive score.
One-on-one with Derek Barnett, and he comes in, makes the play, and then he's also able to get it after it bounces around and run it in.
So Barnett forced the first fumble, then Guyton gets it. Here's Barnett's play, who he ends up with a touchdown. Guyton gets it, and Petrie knocks it out of his arm, and there's Barnett staying with it, and he gets the touchdown.
Brandon Aubrey's 64-yard field goal was wiped off the board because of the head slap, but it still would have been 2 yards short of tying the NFL record. Justin Tucker set the record in 2021 with a 66-yarder against the Detroit Lions, and Aubrey is next in line with a 65-yarder that he made against the Ravens in Week 3 of the 2024 season. The Cowboys will be slapping themselves in the head after how that drive ended. Dallas turns it over on downs as Cooper Rush is unable to connect with Jonathan Mingo for what would have been a touchdown on 4th and 2. It takes 3 points off the board, which Dallas already did when they, rightfully, accepted the 15-yard personal foul for a head slap. Derek Barnett has reintroduced a penalty to the NFL world on this Monday night in November. The Texans defender was called for a head slap on a 64-yard field goal try from Brandon Aubrey, resulting in a 15-yard penalty. The head slap is exactly what it sounds like. It's when a player hits an opposing player in the head and was outlawed by the NFL in 1977. While the Texans' passing attack hasn't lived up to the hype in 2024, it's been Mixon that's picked up the slack. That is no different tonight as the running back has carried the ball 12 times for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also added a catch for 37 yards, bringing him over 100 yards from scrimmage for the 6th time in 8 games. Thank you. Subscribe for daily updates.